All right, so this question says, what is the area of a circle with a diameter of 8? So this one's going to take some breaking down. So the first thing that we want to do is focus on what are we looking for specifically. Well, we are looking for the area of a circle. So let's go ahead and find our formula on our formula chart. So we're looking for the word area. So the tricky part here is that you're going to see the word circle right above area, but everything that area covers is below it like this. That's the section that you want to look at, okay? So now we're looking for circle in that section. So if we look down to the bottom, we see circle underneath area. So go to the right and you see our formula that we're going to use, which is A equals pi r squared. All right, so on the question, it says a diameter of 8. So again, something that we want to look at right away is what does it give us? So we know our formula. Sorry about that. Now we just need to break it down. So it's always kind of good to draw a picture also. So here's a circle. All right, diameter goes all the way across. The longer word is the longer line. That's just kind of something that's helpful. Okay, something else you can do is draw two circles and compare radius. Radius is a lowercase r, and it goes halfway across the circle like the radius. Diameter, if you draw the lowercase c in there, it goes all the way across like the diameter would. Just little reminders for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and label that. Our diameter is 8. So now let's go ahead and bring our formula over into our t-chart. So draw out your t-chart and bring over your formula. Over on the left, we're going to write A equals pi r squared. Okay, for this example, just to help you with the steps, I'm going to use pi as 3 today. So let's go ahead and to the right, we're going to put all of our variables. Anything that is not a number needs to go over here. A is not a number yet. Pi is not a number yet. R is a variable that we don't know yet. The 2, the squared, we'll just leave it there because it's already a value. All right, now let's see what we can find. Okay, we have A, we aren't sure yet. We are solving for that one. Pi, again, in this one, I'm going to use 3. 1, so you can see an example with 3. And 2, so that you can learn the steps. It'd be the same exact steps if it was 3.14. Okay, the radius here, I'm looking at my circle. I see that it gave us the diameter. So that's very, very important. It's always good underneath the circle to go ahead and just label both of them also, radius and diameter. All right, well, they gave us the diameter, so that's 8. To find the radius, I want half of that because that would be the radius. So that means I have to take my diameter, which was 8, and divide it by 2 to get half, which would be 4. So my radius is 4. Now we need to see which one do we need to use. Well, we need to use the radius because that's what's in the formula. So the diameter is helpful. It's always good to write them out, but we don't need that one. So let's go ahead and plug in our 4. All right, now let's go ahead and plug in all of our values and solve. Well, A stays the same. We aren't sure yet. Once we use it, we lose it. Okay. Pi, well, let's plug that in. Pi turns into a 3. So I replace my pi sign with the 3. And again, once we use it, we lose it. And that helps us keep track of where we are. All right, this r squared part is very important. This little 2 in the sky up here means that there's actually 2 r's. So it's r times itself. So now that we have those parentheses open and ready, let's go ahead and plug in what r is, which is 4. So it would be 4 times 4. And again, once we use it, we lose it. All right, so r is out. So we have covered all of our bases, and now it's time to solve. So you can do this in whichever order you'd like, but go ahead and bring down your A equals. You could do 4 times 4 first or 3 times 4 first. All that matters is that you end up multiplying all of them. Automatically, I think a lot of us are doing the squared numbers first, which is fine also. Okay, so I'm going to do that too. 4 times 4, well, right away I know that's 16, and once I use it, I lose it. That shows me that this 3 is still here, so it needs to come down also and we're multiplying, so one of them needs to go into parentheses. Okay, so when they're pushed together like that, they are being multiplied. So now go ahead and multiply 16 times 3, pause the video, and check your answer. And you should get 48. Because 3 times 6 was 18, you would carry the 1. 3 times 1 was 3, plus the 1 was 4. So 48, and let's see, I don't see any units on this one, so we could put units, the word units, and then squared. 48 units squared is our answer for this one. Okay, so this one had a lot going on. What you have to remember is that in the formula, it's asking for r. Very specifically, it wants r, your radius. So if it already gives you the radius, which is halfway across the circle, then you just use that number. But it gives you the diameter like this one did, where it's all the way across, then you have to cut it in half to get your radius, and then plug in that r. And the other important thing is that this squared part means that it is radius times radius, so times itself. So I had plugged in the radius and multiplied it by itself to get that 16. All right, guys, go ahead and take this knowledge right here, what you learned here in this example, and apply it to any other circle that you need to find area on, whether it be the diameter or the radius. You kind of learned a lot right here of how to do it. And don't forget to use that formula chart. All right, good luck.